Good evening, demons and demonesses. The name's Kwame, and you're watching another episode of Satanic Panic. Back in 2017, a friend that I had only known through Facebook had invited me to a show. Now, her band is mostly based in New York and mostly plays in New York venues, so I was a little bit surprised when I looked at the ad and said, hey, they're playing in New Jersey, I might as well see it. They're in my neck of the woods, they're in my territory, they're in my friggin' kingdom, I definitely gotta see this band. So, the night of the concert, I was absolutely amazing, I enjoyed the show, and I got to meet this person for the first time in real life, and still to this day we are very good friends. But that same night, I also was introduced to another band. Now, they played right after my friend's band. It was a death metal band. It's very, very unique for a death metal band. And the name of this band is Erciyes Fragment. Let's give them a look. Erciyes Fragment is a local metal band based in Union City, New Jersey. It's a 6-member band with a vocalist, a lead guitarist, a rhythm guitarist, a bass player, a drummer, and a piano player. It's a multi-genre band, but it primarily focuses on symphonic death metal. Now, the first time I saw them live, it was back in 2017 at this place called the Dingbats Club in Clifton, New Jersey. I was immediately blown away, or should I say, I was immediately fragmented. And ever since then, I've been going to every one of their shows, and I was the first in line to buy their album. Now, their debut album is titled Ascend Antediluvian, and it was released in 2018, with their #1 hit song, Sheep in Wolf's Fur, also followed by Culpable Deceit. Now, both of these songs are played at every single one of their concerts, and every single concert, it hits the mosh pit jumping. Let's take a look at some of their work. Now, what stands out about this band is the fact that they have a piano player. Now, Most metal bands that I have seen live, it's usually just either one or two guitarists, a bass player, a drummer, and a vocalist, or maybe the vocalist will also play another instrument. But it's very, very rare that you see a metal band with a piano player. Now, if you ever heard the song Blood Tyrant, their live version of the song is a lot different from their EP album version of the song. The live version of the song, the beginning riff that you hear is played by the piano player, whereas on the album it's played on a guitar. So that's one of the things you're missing out when you don't go to one of their shows, is that their music that they record on their albums and all the other single tracks that they've released is a lot different from their live version. So no matter what Erciyes Fragment song that you listen to, you're always going to get a different version. And I've noticed that at basically every concert that I've been to. The songs are played a lot differently. Sometimes, the drum line might change, the bass line might change, the guitarist might change the effects a little bit, and that's what makes it very unique. Is because no two shows are exactly the same. So if you miss one show, you're basically missing an entire frigging experience. Sometimes there might be, an extra solo thrown in here or there during a live show. Sometimes they might have an extra verse, or they might release a secret song that was never heard before, unreleased, that song that was never on the album, a song that was never even featured at another live show. Apparently, this band is so popular that they get encores a lot. People ask them to play the same song again twice, and I'm gonna just tell my story about the mosh pit now. I was at the Blue Room. I think this was in Secaucus, and literally the crowd. They were like the second to last band to play. Either way, they were towards the end, right? Now everybody waited for that band. Everybody. All these people started crowding through the door, bum rushing into the mosh pit, just to see Erciyes Fragment. I kid you not. The whole floor was packed. It had gotten there were literally bodies flying over the place. There was this one person that had their head, that had bashed their head into a concrete wall. Thankfully she wasn't hurt. After they had finished playing the song, they had stopped and said, "Hey, you guys are getting a little wild up in here. Just, be careful, be mindful of your surroundings and whatnot." And the show went on. The frontman had literally gotten into the mosh pit himself and started singing with everyone in the crowd. Now, here's where I come in right now. I was in the mosh pit, dancing and whatnot, and I had gotten elbowed in the face. And the glasses that I was wearing just flew right off of my face and landed and hit somebody on stage. Now, thankfully, one of the band members and their photographer had found my glasses and also found my missing lens. Other than that, I wouldn't have been able to drive home through the night. And I gotta thank them for that. And ever since then, I've been going to each and every one of their shows. After the show in the Blue Room, they went back at Dingbats for a birthday celebration. The frontman was hosting a birthday party, and that show was absolutely amazing. They also played, I forget the name of the song, but it kind of has like a circus riff in it'll come to me. But that was a show I had also invited a friend to. She liked it very much. From then on, I think the show that I went to after that was their show. It was in Queens, New York, at a place called Gussie's Bar. Now, Gussie's is like one of I think it's like the first or second metal venue that I had been to. A friend of mine, the friend that I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, had also did a show there at Gussie's. So I definitely had to check that out, and well, Erciyes Fragment booked a show there too with Necromancer Productions, and I'm also friends with one of the owners of Gussie's Bars. But other than that, there was that first show in Queens, New York, because Gussie's, it's an amazing place. Before the show, before all the band members got there, we all sat down, we ate pizza. There was another time I went to a show at the Stanhope Lounge. Now, this is the same show that Ayat was playing at. It was Ayat with Erciyes Fragment and a couple of other bands, but I'll review those later. We played Cards Against Humanity, shared a few beers. It was a really fun show. At the Stanhope Lounge, I think they were, the third to last band that played. Unfortunately, at the Stanhope Lounge, a lot of people kind of left after their favorite bands played, which is kind of disappointing. My thing is, when you go to a show, you're supposed to stay to the very end. So, you experience all the band. That's one of the things that I usually tend to do. If my favorite band, or the band that I'm coming to support, is done and another band hops on, I'm going to listen to that other band. But that's neither here nor there. I'm getting a little off topic. But as for the album, it's released on Bandcamp.com. And there's 4 main tracks on the album. You have Blood Tyrant, you have Sheep and Wolf's Fur, you have a remastered version of Culpable Deceit, and Bathory Blessed. Now, as for the song, like I said, one of my favorites besides Sheep and Wolf's Fur is Culpable Deceit. And the reason why is because that song has 2 different versions. Now, back when I was first introduced to Erciyes Fragment, they had sent me the link of their Bandcamp account where Culpable Deceit is released for free. And it still is today. If you want to download Culpable Deceit, it's available free on their Bandcamp account. And it sounds a lot different from their remastered version. So that's one of the things I mentioned earlier, how you can listen to the same song twice and get 2 different versions of it. And that's one of the things I like. I'm at the point now where I don't even know which version I like better, the original version or the remastered version. So if they have more recordings like that, then I would definitely be first in line to hear them. I'd love to hear their demo stuff versus their remastered stuff. In my honest opinion, no matter what I'm hearing from this band, everything is good. When it comes to the frontman's singing, he knows how to growl, he knows how to scream, and then he also knows how, to sing clean vocals as well. So, if you want to get heavy, he can growl. You want to get more into, the metalcore type music or deathcore, he can, scream and growl. And then when he gets to the point where, you have to sing, he can sing cleanly. Now, as for the riffs and everything, it's really, really heavy. Both guitars, both the lead and the rhythm, are both 7-stringers, not the typical 6 strings that most metal bands have. And you can tell that neither of them are using stock EMG crappy pickups. I mean, these are some heavy riffs that they're playing. And the bass, well, like I said, bass is what makes it all. Bass really does make it all. The bass is really low, really heavy, and when it gets to solos, like I said, you definitely got to go to the real show. You've got to go to their live shows, because when it comes to bass solo, their bass is like mean, alright? Whenever they get a chance to do a bass solo, no matter what song it is, it's always going to be mean. Now, when it comes to drums, if you want to hear the drummer's full power, listen to the song Bathory Blessed on their EP. Now, in their live concert version of the song, the drummer has a little longer solo than in the actual EP version of Bathory Blessed. But, like I said, this is an experience that you can only get if you go to the actual show. And from what it looks like, they're planning on releasing a lot more music soon. So I'm really looking forward to that. They're going to do a lot more live shows soon. I know they released a lyric video, so maybe we might see a music video later on in the future. Who knows? But this is a band that you should definitely check out, especially if you're into symphonic death metal. So to conclude, Erciyes Fragment is a band that you should definitely check out, especially if you're from the New Jersey area. Whether you're from North Jersey or even around the New York City area. If they're playing in your neck of the woods, you definitely have to see them. Now, I'm not sure if they did any shows in Pennsylvania, but I do believe that they plan to in the future. Now, like I said, this is a band that I've had a lot of good times with. Like I said, we've had pizza together, we've played Cards Against Humanity, They send me invites to each and every one of their shows, and when I can make it, I enjoy myself. And I'm pretty sure you will too. Now, if you ever get the chance to download Ascend Antediluvian, it's still on sale on their Bandcamp account. And they also have shirts. This is one of the first shirts that they had given me. Even has a back patch on it too. And they're also in the process of making stickers, decals, and battle jacket patches. Now, if they do make a battle jacket patch, that will probably be my main patch on my battle jacket, being that this was the first band that had really reignited my flame. When I mean that, there was a time where I had gotten out of heavy metal, out of the metal scene, out of the punk scene, and then after hearing them, and being that my friend introduced me to them, I'm like, I definitely need to get back into metal. So, with that being said, Erciyes Fragment has earned the wonderful rating of a 10 out of 10 from me. Mostly because, like I said, they reignited my flame, they got me back into metal, they got me more interested in, seeing live shows and supporting other local bands. Check out their Bandcamp, follow them on Facebook, check to see if they have any live shows or events, and like their pages. Like I said, you're going to enjoy Ascend Antediluvian. So with that being said, you guys have a great weekend, stay metal, and I'll see you next time.